Welcome back to the Wondercat channel, home to all you pauper gremlins. Great to see you all tuning in yet again. And if it's your first time, welcome nonetheless. Today we cover DNA Raid Bancho, a really fun list that has about 500 end of turn triggers or attacks, so our turn is never really over until we say it's over. This deck was also built in mind, centered around our CS Bancho Leomon. He's already starred in a couple of lists I've previously covered, but today he is our go-to top end win con, our centerpiece, and of course, the namesake of the deck. With the full playset, we look to abuse his when digivolving effect to free digivolve up a second stack, generating extra card draw and value, as well as his end of turn effect, granting one of our Digimon raid for the turn, then allowing that Digimon to attack. The funniest part about this card is having a wide board and multiple Banchos in hand, being able to digivolve one, free digivolving into another, and then triggering your second to digivolve a third Digimon up for free as well. This does and will happen more than you think. Bancho is just a really solid card. A yellow-red digicost of 4 or 3 on anything with Leomon in name or CS traded. He's got a respectable 12k body, and his play cost is reduced by 5 if your opponent has a Digimon with 10,000 DP or more. So he becomes a 7 cost 12k threat that free digivolves one of your other Digimon into a CS or Leomon card in name, and grants raid and free swing at end of turn on play. That's pretty good. Card is one of the better top ends that has been printed recently, but we can't have Frodo without Samwise. And Bancho Leomon Samwise is going to be Boltmon. Boltmon and Bancho are like best friends. These guys go everywhere together. Bancho's digivolution and on play allows us to digivolve up one of our level 5s into Boltmon for free. Then, if we were to pass turn, Bancho gives Boltmon raid and allows it to swing. This interaction is all the more sweeter when you realize that Boltmon has rush, meaning that a newly placed Digimon can in fact apply pressure the turn that it's played. This is one of our many end of turn triggers and interactions that will make the deck tick. Boltmon is a digicost of 4 on any level 5 purple or red Digimon, or 3 on a CS trait. He also sits at a comfortable 12k DP because game recognized game. He also has this main effect of all flame traded Digimon underneath him, which isn't as useful as what it would be in a pure flame deck, but it'll still come up every now and then. When attacking, deleting your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. This now turns our Banchos on play or when digivolving into a free digivolve into Boltmon, plus 1 card draw for digivolving, a free attack end of turn with rush raid Boltmon, and free removal on swing. These two just apply so much pressure together, it's insane. Boltmon also has assembly stapled on, but we won't be able to trigger that in this particular list, so we're not going to be concerned about that part. We play 2 copies of Bolt as our supporting level 6. To ensure we get the maximum benefit of our Boltmons, we're going to play 3 copies of Jimmy Kin. You know it. Jimmy has become the go-to pauper staple for any sort of CS-inspired list. As a 4-cost memory setter, he's integral to making sure we don't get memory stuff, and his ability to trigger main effects of Flame or CS trait Digimon on Digivolve, even after passing memory, is super important to the tempo of this list. 3 is usually our go-to number for most memory setters, and unfortunately Jimmy's ability to save us a memory when activating main effects of our CS trait Mon can only be triggered one at a time, because he's the one triggering it, and since each effect can only be activated once per turn, meaning unless you're using multiple Digimon's main effects per turn, you only really require 1 Jimmy on board to get what you need out of this card. To ensure we get Jimmys out when needed and to save on memory, we're going to be playing a single copy of BT22 Devimon. Digicost of 2, when digivolving, if you control 1 or fewer tamers, play a Jimmy for free. This card, like previously stated, is here to play out Jimmy for free, but also helps with recycling pieces with its inherited on deletion, adding a CS trait or flame trait from trash to hand. The card's color identity is also very important to our level 5 core, which we'll go over soon. Continuing on with our Play Tamers Cheaper core, we're going to play the full playset of Hoodienet Cafe, a 3-cost white option, ignoring color requirements if you have a CS trait Digimon or Tamer on board. Draw 1 on delay, play a CS Tamer from hand for free. This card is just extra card draw and allows us to play that Tamer for free on later turns. It's just an investment. Because this deck is DNA focused, it's important that we get to what pieces we need as soon as possible, meaning whatever card draw we can fit into this deck, we should jam in. Security effect, play a rookie from hand or trash for free, then place this card on board. It's just free real estate on top of free real estate. The card gives us a rookie to continue building board pressure, and guarantees a free tamer on a future turn. It's a great security effect. This card is good both in hand and in security, so it's a really worthy 4 of inclusion. To benefit off it being an option, and because we're all about those end of turn attack effects, our egg is going to be CS's Motimon. I have long waited to play a deck that uses this egg, and we have finally made one. Ah, yes. During your turn, whenever your CS trade option cards are placed into the battle arena, you may attack with this Digimon. Motimon allows us to create fun lines like playing Houdinette Cafe, drawing a card, passing memory to the opponent, Motimon would trigger, swing with our Devimon, that's on top of our Motimon, end of turn would finally trigger, giving our Bancho Raiden also swinging. Motimon incentivizes us to play with more options than normal, so with that in mind, we also play 3 copies of Kurumi's Detective Agency. Another fine addition to any CS traded deck. It'll ignore colors as long as you control a CS traded Digimon or Tamer. Reveal 3, add a 1 CS traded card, and bottom deck the rest, and of course on delay, gain 2 memory. This is basically our grab what we don't have card, an investment piece into our pop-off turns. It's just the deck's memory boost. There's not much to say here. With 3 copies of this, we're going to bump up our CS trade option count to 7. Our last option, a single copy of Woken Palm. Played mainly as an insurance policy of sorts, it's a security bomb that when checked deletes one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, then puts itself into play. By paying 5, we can do the same thing, and on delay, by attacking with a CS traded Digimon, do the same thing again. This is a very cheap costed way, a 2.5 memory point on average, to delete their smallest body. When you play against a deck that likes to go tall, this can always net extra value and delete a sneaky level 5 or level 6. Woken Palm works great with both of our top end pieces. End of turn, we can trigger Bancho, swinging with it. We trigger Woken Palm, delaying, sacking it, blowing up our opponent's small Digimon. We can proceed to raid into another Digimon or just swing into security. Bonus points if Woken can remove pesky small blockers. As stated, it also combos disgustingly well with Boltmon, turning him into an on attack, blow up 2 things, which is just a huge tempo swing. Like, they've got a level 3 and a level 6. You go attack with Boltmon, trigger, delete your level 3, and then Woken Palm, oh no, you lose your level 6 as well. If I had room to play another copy, I probably would, but this deck is severely lacking in free space. Everything has its purpose, which makes it feel nice and refined. We may as well start talking down our rookies though, starting off with a playset of Monodramon. He's a small 1k body that on start of main, by trashing a CS trait, device, cyborg or Dragon King card, gain 1 memory and draw a card. This effect is honestly super sweet since it's both card draw and memory gain stapled onto a rookie. Inherited all turns, plus 1k, turning our top end into 13k threats at all times. Monodramon is incredibly strong and unironically one of the best rookies for CS, at least in this format. I can't praise this little dude enough. He's grown on me a lot. Our next rookie, 4 copies of BT22 Agumon. On play, returning a Digimon card with Greymon, Garuru, or Omnimon in name, in trash, to the hand. This will only be hitting us Greymons, so it's a good recycle piece, and it can help us recycle our previously trashed cards from our Monodramon, or just earlier played champs. We also play this for his inherited. End of turn, this Digimon and one of your other Digimon may DNA into a card in your hand. It's another end of turn trigger that will allow us to potentially combo off and do 10 other things. Agumon is a necessary evil rookie in this list, playing it so that we get max benefit out of our 4 copies of Gabumon. On play, dig 3, add 1 Digimon with Omnimon in text, i.e. our Agumon, and 1 card with the CS trait to hand, bottom the rest. Inherited, same effect as Agu. These inheriteds ensure that if we can't digi up into our level 5 with our passing turn, we can still digivolve into them after the fact, and it's just more DNA insurance. Gabumon helps fuel our hand, adding extra Agumons, which in turn allows us to recycle our Greymons. These guys are all going to digivolve for 0 on our Motimon, so we don't have to worry about that pesky digicost there. Our Greymons though, very useful and tasty. We play 3 copies of our regular BT23 Grey. It's another raid body, 5k DP, a very expensive play cost of 6. Ugh. He's going to digi for 2 on any of our rookies, and with his main effect, by tucking him under our level 3, we can play a Gabumon for 1. So if we have a Jimia and we digi-evolve into Greymon, we can basically tuck Greymon under for a free Gabumon, an extra body, and more digging. Oh, love it. Inherited during your turn, giving an extra 2k DP. It's a nice touch. I've never been super fond of the just your turn plus DP inheriteds, but it's fine as long as you're playing aggressively. Other Greymon, 2 copies of Geogrey, BT23's Black Red Boy, a raid blocking body with another digicost of 2. This bad boy can be played for free when checked in security, which helps beef up our level 4 presence to DNA. He's also got blocker as an inheritor too. That's pretty cool. A play cost of 5. This Geogrey is just like overall a really good card. One could argue swapping our Greymon ratios, depending on if you think you need blocker more often, or if the utility of Greymon playing out extra rookies is more important. But I like this current lineup. Since Agumon states Greymon in name, he's going to be able to add either of these two from trash, so we're safe there. Our last level 4, the playset of Meramon. Another 2 cost digi from any of our CS traded rookies, another plus 2k during your turn inherited. It's a little lackluster. It does, however, grant us combo potential with Boltmon, giving us a pay 2, give this Digimon piercing and raid until end of turn. Then this Digimon may attack, which turns into a pay 1 if triggering with Jimmy. He also benefits greatly in terms of his color because he sets up our DNA into BT20 Paildramon. With a full playset, this card is crazy strong. Digicost of 4, or for free by DNAing a red level 4 and a purple level 4 on board. On play and when digivolving, for the turn, one of your Digimon gets 4k and piercing, then this Digimon may attack. So, with our Akugabu Inheritance, we can always digi up one of them into a level 4, hard slam a level 4 to end the turn, then DNA into Pal, give him a 4k buff, turning him into a 12k body minimum, up to 17k with both Meramon, Greymon, and Monodramon under it, has piercing, then swinging. We don't get to benefit from its all turns effect, but that's okay. It's already given us enough pressure off its free digivolving and swing. The fact that we can buff something else on board as well as giving it piercing, then attack with this means that we can potentially DNA into this end of turn swing, then trigger our Bancho's end of turn, giving itself raid and swinging with a 16k body with raid and piercing. Oh my god, like, it's just raid and piercing and 16k bodies all the way down. Pale's value doesn't stop there though, giving us a Sec +1 inherited. Pretty standard for red level 5s, but it just continues to bump up that board pressure, turning our Bolt and Bancho into even nastier threats. Because Pale is so pivotal to some of our pop-off turns, it's important that we have the right level 4 colors on board. All of our level 4s are going to be red, and half of them also contribute to purple, so between our Meramon and Devimon, we should always have the necessary colors to DNA. Level 5s continue on with 2 copies of Grap Leo, a generic 7k body, digicost of 3 on any red, and he can be digivolved into for free when using Bancho's effects. That's cool. Our boy has raid and his inherited when this Digimon's attack target is changed, trash your opponent's top security card. Now, that is nice. When this card is placed under Bancho, we give itself raid end of turn, raid into something, and still get to trash a security. Delete a Digimon, trash a security. Yeah, nice. If it's under Boltmon and we have a Bancho out, we can give Boltmon raid, attack with it, delete something with it when attacking, raid into something, trashing their top security. That's a delete 2 Digimon and a free security removal. If we have a stack of Meramon, Grap Leo into Boltmon, we don't even need Bancho. We digi into Boltmon, triggering Jimmy, activating Meramon's main effect to give Boltmon raid and piercing for the turn for a cost of 2, reduced to 1 with Jimmy, attacking, you delete something, raid into something, trashing a security, and still piercing for a security check. The way this deck can build up stacks is feral. What is this? Grap Leo and Pale won't be added to hand off the likes of Gabu or Kurumi, since they aren't CS traded, but Pale can be trashed by Monodramon early if necessary, since he is a Dragonkin. And between Monodramon and Hoodienet Cafe, we have a bit of extra generic card draw to get to our non-CS pieces. Running out of level 5s, we do play 2 copies of CS Skull Mirror. It gives us a level 5 we can add to hand, and with a digicost of 3 on all our level 4s, a main effect that by paying 3 we can delete a level 5 or lower Digimon. If it doesn't, it gains Sec +1 for the turn, then this Digimon may attack. Of course, this effect is stapled onto our Boltmon and can be subsidized by our Jimmy. Man. Flame cards. They're great. Inherited on deletion, play a level 4 or lower Flame or CS trait from trash without paying the cost. It's just free value, man. This gives us another potential free level 4 body to help us DNA into Pale for extended plays and turns. He has his own on deletion though, draw 2 then trash 1. Another great filter piece to help get to those level 5s in hand that we can't add off our Kurumi and such. To round off the deck, we play 1 copy of Makiko Date, a 3-cost check tamer. Whenever one of your Digimon would digivolve into a Beastkin or CS trait, return it to hand, free play a rookie in your hand without paying the cost. It is going to be CS, they're all CS traded. So this will trigger off everything digivolving but our Pale. It's a nice inclusion that it can also trigger off our Grapleo, which is pretty cool. Running a couple extra check tamers allows us to have bigger turns and not sitting idly on 3 memory every turn with just Jimmy. Our last card on the list though, 2 copies of Goro, because Goro is the MVP in any CS traded deck. Another 3-costed check tamer. Whenever one of your Digimon would digivolve into a CS trait or with the Beast, and a bunch more as traits, which again includes our Grapleo, you may return Goro to hand. If you do give one of your Digimon plus 3k for the turn, then one of your Digimon may attack. Similar to Power, we can target the buff on one Digimon, then have another Digimon attack, making him incredibly flexible aggro piece and turn extender, allowing us to attack after passing memory with a Digivolve, and covers the larger portion of ways that we would pass turn outside of playing options and being able to trigger our Multimon. So these two work well in tandem. So that's our DNA Raid Bancho list. Let me tell you right now that this one was an absolute doozy of a deck to pilot correctly. The amount of triggers in this deck, the main effects that we trigger off Boltmons, the end of turn effects, all require you to be really switched on to get the maximum bang for your buck out of this deck. Don't forget this deck is going to set you back less than $10 for all of these shenanigans. It's honestly up there with Rakdos, Zaxxon Control for the most fun list I've built in a while. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Don't forget to like and sub. Let me know down below if you throw this one together, if you pull off some absolutely wild end of turn sequences, and I will see you in the next Pauper adventure. Ta-ta.